Hey Hans, welcome to Billy Missy's channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Billy Missy and this is a Hans channel. You're tuned into the utmost favorite storytime channel. And if you've been here for a long time, you know what it is. I'm back and I'm better. Hans, it's been a journey. If I have to tell you, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. So I don't want to ramble, I don't want to mamble. You guys know how we used to start the story times a year or two ago. Did change it? I just don't have alcohol. So I'm not gonna like open anything because I don't have alcohol. I do have juice. I tried to like sip it and I was like, it doesn't make sense. And it tastes bad for the channel because I'm very confused as well, you know. I love the feeling because I'm so confused. In other words, I'm not sure which story I should tell you guys because zinini. You understand? Ngiphethe a bucket is small. Ngiphethe a Jojo tank. You understand? Igcwele and it's overflowing with stories. So I have one of my ex, the relationship that I was in just before I left YouTube, and it just dissolved very dismally and very painfully. So I have to tell you guys that one, and then I have one of, these are just the ones I can think of now. I have one of this nigga that was married but acting like a single person, and I don't know who dribbled who between him and I, but I think we dribbled each other. But yeah, so I have that too. And then I have one of this toxic nigga. I think I should tell that one. I kind of feel bad because he kind of asked me nicely to not tell the story. But anyway, it's not like you guys are going to know who he is, right? Unless you obviously really know me. But yeah, I have to tell it. I told him I just have to do it. I'm sorry, cutie. I'm going to say cutie because I used to call him cutie. And then I have one of a guy that actually, I think in his mind, we never broke up. I think in his head, I dated this guys now, like long ago, and we broke up. I think we dated for like 2 years. We broke up. I didn't see him for like a year. In the year of me trying to find myself, he literally, I think in his head, we were still dating. It's just we were not talking because I blocked him. So I think in his head, he was giving me space. So every time I saw this guy, he would actually give me money or buy me alcohol because we always bumped into each other. It grew. Tell me if you guys would like to hear about him. Our story is a bit boring, but it's quite interesting because how do you actually do that? How do you like break up with your mind, but your heart, you don't break up with the person, and because your heart hasn't accepted, you still like want to be there for them. You do everything for this person, even though you know they fucking other people, like you know they have moved on type of thing, but you still like, you do anything for this person. I think I'm gonna start with the toxic nigga story. I don't think you guys understand. I think like most of y'all that have never been in a toxic relationship, I don't think you understand the depth of how much it can change you, or how many things can happen in like a short period of time. And by short period of time, I'm not talking about like a week, right? I'm talking about like 6 months. 6 months is not a lot, guys, for you to go through so much. Like a marriage stage, you go through a single stage, you still with this one person, you go through a talking stage, you in a honeymoon stage, you in a cheating stage, you in a rekindling of the relationship stage with one person. Long story short, I met this guy through a then my best friend. I'm saying then because I'm not friends with that girl anymore, because through all this toxic shit, I had to stop being friends with her because everything became toxic. Like when you're in a relationship with a toxic nigga, everything becomes toxic. If you're gonna allow your friends into your shit, your friendships become toxic. You allow neighbors, you allow colleagues, you allow his other friends as well into the relationship. The whole thing becomes toxic, and everyone looks toxic because obviously they are friends with them, they love them, they love me, and now if you're gonna agree with those shit, you're clearly full of shit yourself, right? So that's what it is. I met him through a friend. How do I meet him? Nah? My friend had planned, I guess, an after work drinks, so they called it. So now the reason why I had to go to that after work drinks that I was not invited to, it was because I was obviously utterly, stupidly, like dismally single, if there's anything like that. I was lonely, right? So I just wanted to spend time with my friends and my sisters all the time. I didn't want to be alone because, hey guys, when you're alone, that's when it hits you that, you know, something just happened or you're stressed, whatever. You guys know the gist. Here I am, I'm bagging a bitch. I'm saying a bitch like my friend then because we called each other like that. I'm begging a bitch, please call me to your after work drinks with your friends. Like, let me meet your friends. Anyway, she had already told me about them. So I'm thinking they are a bunch of good party people, all right? And I'm like, those are my people. You guys know I love my fun. I love going out. I love clubbing. So I'm like, let me meet them, man. Let's chill. A bitch is single anyway, so who knows if I could get myself some little some, you know? Okay, so apparently my friend then was basically meeting up with one guy now, which is her friend. And it so happened that this guy came with his friend. So now it's two guys and my friend. And she thought, bitch asked me to come to this after drinks party. So she asked them if she could call me. And they were like, cool, call her. Funny enough, you know what I heard? I should have actually picked it up from there, that red flag, toxic niggas. Apparently they were like, is she cute? And then obviously, I mean, I'm like, cool, pulled up, wearing my shorts. Actually, it was very simple that day, but I made sure like I'm wearing a small number because that's just who I am. I just want it to be me, you know. I love my shorts to death. So I wore my shorts. I wore my brown shirts at the time. I don't know if I have a picture. I think I should plug a picture of that night so you guys see how I was dressed when I went to that outing. So they were in Parktown, I think. Not Parktown. They were in Auckland Park. Yeah? Whatever. They were in Joburg. At Liban. A restaurant called Liban. So they call me. A bitch pulls up. I get there. Meet the bitches, right? Oh, I'm Sandy. Hi, I am O. Hi, I am T. And there's my friend there. And I'm like, hey, hun. I sit down. It's all good. This toxic nigga that I got into this toxic situationship with, he had just gotten out of a 5-year breakup. I had just gotten out of the 3-year breakup. And that's what I think made us click. Because now it's like, oh, what happened? So we share our stories and it's just, you know, an entertainment for the day. We share our stories and it's just like... So when they heard my story, hey guys... So my story, obviously, to try not talk about that, my story was, look, I'm the one that fucked up in my previous relationship. And I don't know if that turned a nigga on, but like, clearly he didn't judge me, or rather clearly he liked that about me. And as he will speak for himself one day. But yeah, he literally didn't take that to head. But I remember that night, he kept teasing me that, like, you are a heartbreaker, you know? So we were laughing about it. You see where it starts, the red flags. Laughing about how I'm a heartbreaker, I broke a nigga heart, and after that I told him I don't give a fuck. I mean, I really didn't feel bad at the time. It's because I know what I went through, Nami, during that relationship, right? So I kept saying, nah, guys, I don't feel bad. Yes, I did him wrong, but I don't feel bad. And obviously I didn't give him like further details. So they took that, judged me, went on with it, and it was just a joke for the night. And I was just having my fun. I was enjoying my cocktails, I was enjoying my hubby, and I was just like, you know, in my single phase having fun. To cut a long story short, fast forward to the night, they like, let's move to Monarch. Alrighty, cool. Bitches there at Monarch. I am tired as fuck. Through me being tired as fuck, this nigga starts feeding me Red Bull. And I think that's when the whole thing started. I don't know, well, he claims that the whole thing started when we passed by McDonald's before Monarch, and I was feeding him chips, right? And he's like, that's when he like thought, she's vibing, so I'm a vibe back, right? I mean, fair enough, sharp. What do you do when a Hun feeds you fries? You eat the fries. So I was feeding him fries apparently, and that's what got his attention. So we get to Monarch. I think they called one of his friends that stays around Joburg. So they stay in Cape Town. Sharp. When we got to Monarch, it's all good, man. I just don't remember if they called more friends, but I remember one friend that was there. And, you know, I vibed with everyone. You guys know me, man. I was happy, vibed with everyone, minding my own business, partying, dancing, kumnant. Sharp. Fast forward to the night. It's in the morning. We have to go home. Where do we go? We go to, what's that pizza place? Andisho's, right? To grab some pizzas before we go home, because me, I'm always hungry, guys. And I mean, I'll eat my food, right? So we get there and we get some andishos. It's all good, guys. Like, there's not too much into it. But now, so we 2x2, and you guys know what I mean by 2x2. So I'm like all over niggas all over me now. And there's a conversation around, okay, where are we gonna go sleep? Then the conclusion was we all gonna go sleep at Cutie's house, right? Cutie's house. So we go to Cutie's house. We get to Cutie's house. Me and Cutie, guys, just kicked it, you know. Me and Cutie started kicking it, but during the kicking it, so like what I mean by kicking it, I'm not saying like we got to his house and then pants were off. No, I mean we've known each other for a long time. We're very comfortable with each other, if that makes sense. And what does that mean? Nigga starts telling me his shenanigans, right? How does he roll? He goes to strip clubs. They do edibles and all that. You know, most of the things that I've never tried in my life. And I was like, oh, this sounds like a fun journey for a single bitch like me. So what do? I'm like, you gotta put me in, nigga. You gotta let me try out some of the stuff that you've tried, you know? And niggas like, look, stick around. You go places. And what do? Stick around. Anyway, to just give you guys context into the toxicity, or what I mean by, you know, it just start like we build the toxicity in a wholesome way. Yeah, what am I saying? But yeah, I think we built the toxicity mutually and wholesomely. Hey, those who get it. So like, obviously he asked me like, so how do you feel about your relationship? What happened? Whatever. And I'm just stuck on my story. I mean, I was being honest. I was just like, look, I don't want that relationship. I know why I fucked up. I know why I don't feel bad. I know why I don't want to go back, type of thing. And I'm sticking to it. And then, okay, cool. You share your parts. And he also tells me how he feels about his relationship. And he tells me he ain't trying to go back. So you guys see where we're standing. Now, this is where the whole shebang complex shit starts. Now we start agreeing that whatever happens, we need to heal first. I mean, on top of me having told him that I don't need to heal, I felt like I've healed. Like, I felt like I just need to like find myself. It's not that I need to moan my relationship. I was good. I feel like I've moaned my shit before I left my relationship. I mean, for me to fuck up, I knew that I was like not happy anymore, right? So, but then we start agreeing that we're not gonna be whatever we're doing, because then I think we started realizing that we like each other so much, and we're just comfortable to do whatever together, right? And we realize, shit, like that could mean we might fall for each other, and it could just be a whole thing, right? Now we start agreeing that we're not gonna date, because in fact he introduced that. Yeah, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Cutie. I know you're gonna watch this, but yeah, he started this shit of we are not gonna date because we need to somehow find ourselves. And for him, because 5 years was just a lot, he doesn't think he's ready to be in a relationship. And because, you know, like his therapy sessions are in the way, he just needs to like take it all easy. And I'm just like, cool, I'm good. I mean, I'm happy to be part of your therapy if you need one. I'm happy for you to be my therapy, because I knew that I wasn't gonna like, you know, do much to like heal. I just needed to live my life. So cool, fast forward. I think the following day, I woke up and I did not have clothes to wear. And Cutie, being a cutie, he was like, look, I got you. So went to Woodmead Center, got something to wear. Shit, that reminds me, I have these pants that I really love so much that I bought. And I bought them specifically to go to a club, because what am I thinking now? I'm just gonna live in a club. Like I've met my match, you know? So I bought these pants. I think I got shorts, denim shorts, and I got like a nice vest. You know these ones, guys, that we like, that they sell at Zara? But I got one at Cotton On. And then there I am looking all cute. And what do? We go visit his best friend, the one that stays in Joburg. We get there. I don't know how I was introduced, but I remember I was there comfortable. I vibed with the friend. The friend is very nice. I don't know what he said, to be honest. I don't know. But I remember Amber was the first one to like call him baby. Why? Because I'm comfortable. I remember the friend saying, yeah, you guys, baby already. Aye, first day. Aye. And I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. So we went with the flow, guys. We were a big man. Fast forward, later on, we go back to Monarch. It's a vibe, guys. You guys gave me money, see? Kumnandi. Like, it's just bottle after bottle. Kumnandi. So I'm not even thinking about the serious stuff of a relationship or what could be happening in between us hanging out together. I'm just having fun, right? Sharp. I think after that night, we rested the following day because we had work. So we went to work. I think after work, we went on a date. So Cutie texts me, I'm at work, and is like, look, do you mind if we catch some dinner? Were you gonna say no? After the great weekend that you had? Pulled up to the dinner, looking good. West part, I pick up a nigga, so I'm sure that was cute for him. I hope so. Pick up a nigga, we go to our dinner, it's all good. We're taking videos, we're taking pictures. Kumandi, guys. Anyway, at dinner, you know, same conversation comes again. Look, we should not date. We should, you know, take it easy, find ourselves first. You know, on top of that, we are saying that, but we are spending a lot of time together. We're comfortable with each other. Anything you can think of happens. Anything that comes to his mind, he does it. Anything that comes to my mind, I do it. And we just let each other be. Names, guys. This is literally, I think, 2-3 days into me having met this guy. Like, it just felt like I've known him for like 5 years myself. 5 years. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to like say everything. So what happens after? Anything significant? I think what was significant is that obviously after the dinner, now we start talking. I don't know if you went back to Cape Town soon after that, but like we were talking a lot on video calls. We were texting a lot. I don't remember who started saying I'm gonna love you first, but there was a love you involved. Like, hey guys, the love was just too much. We were in love. We're in love. But remember, there was that boundary. We're not gonna date. Let's take it easy. Yes, that was the most important thing, like the crucial thing that we had to do. We're not dating. I'm cool, guys, and I remember just practicing it. Every time I was home, I was like, look, Tandy, remember, you know, remember the agreement, remember. So now I start living up to it. And when I say I live up to it, what do? I'm trying not to like question his shit. Because, you know, here and there, guys, when a nigga is in Cape Town and in Joburg, you know for a fact you're going to have moments where you call a nigga and you hear girls' voices, or he tells you he's gonna call you back and he never calls you back. You know, like some shit like that. You go through all of that gracefully because you were told, or rather you agreed to not being in a relationship with them. So to me, what did that mean? I can't question his shit. And what do? I tell myself, I have a life too. So let me continue with my life in Joburg. And I'm sure you guys can imagine what happens after that. So we're still in love. Don't forget that part. We're still in love, like very much so. If you guys, if I can just make it better for you, like to understand what I mean. We are so in love to a point where this guy would be gone for like a month or two being in Cape Town, and we just talk on the phone, we call each other, and it's just consistent, right? Almost every day we talk, unless obviously he's out at the strip club or wherever doing whatever, and I can't find him on the phone. And I'll be out, obviously I'll tell a nigga I'm out at the sisters, but Nami, if my phone dies, it died, I move on, I'll talk to him whenever I can. So it's that easy, but rather also it's that tense. Sharp. We keep pushing, but now the significant part is that every time he's around, obviously he'd come to my apartment. I used to live in Randburg then. I had like this huge apartment that was empty with no furniture. Just a bed. But it was so beautiful and it felt homely, you know. So he'd always like come to my place and work from there because he could work from home most of the time. So this is what I wanted to say about that. every time he's around, would literally walk around the streets or at the mall holding hands like this couple. Like I'm just trying to make you guys get the in-depth of how good this was, or how much of a relationship it felt like when it wasn't. Hold it right there. So now another significant thing, Hans, is that like this guy will literally tell me Ugusi he's going on a date, and we understand that Ugusi, because of the agreement, I felt I can't even ask who you going on a date with. Yes, sometimes, I mean, because I'm human, a bitch will catch feelings and I'll be like, so we are not any dating, you know? And it unprovoked, I will be told with a friend of mine, she's a stripper and she's coming with her other stripper friends. And I just had to swallow it because it's me, it's that bitch that you're in an agreement with. So, okay, cool, fast forward, the dates happened, sometimes it's brunches, and the way, I don't know if, I don't think I was comfortable, to be honest. I was made to be comfortable because what do you do if you are in an agreement and umuntu operates in this manner? You play along. So I also started thinking, you know what, Nami, when I go on a date, I must just tell him. Because we had a moment where now I'm told, look, if you're going to get into, oh, no. There was a time where, you know, in between these boundaries that we're setting, or rather these small rules that we are creating, there was another rule that came in. To be honest, I'm not like blaming a nigga. I am just saying like, these are the rules that came. I would still say like he's the toxic one because most of these things came with him, and I would agree. So I'm toxic too. Hold it right there. I'm toxic too because I agree to everything. And I mean, I played it very safe because I really could manage. It's not that I was pretending. I literally told myself I had to learn some of the things. For example, like this date thing. I wouldn't tell a nigga like I'm going on a date with another nigga, especially a nigga that I love, a nigga that I appreciate, a nigga that I feel like, look, I value your presence in my life type of thing. But no, I just had to learn that. I had to live with it because it is what it is. We are here and I just wanted the thing to work. I still wanted it to continue for as long as it could, right? Okay, shop. On top of the dates, there was this sort of rule as well to say, look, if you're going to like get into a relationship, I don't know if it was like a relationship or like if you're gonna get into some sort of a situationship with someone else, or like date someone else, or like do shit with someone else, he said he doesn't want to know about it, right? And then I thought, okay, so cool, that means you're also not gonna tell me your shit. And then it went on to become a, look, Tandy, if you are going to do something with someone I know, at least you need to tell me that one. And then I thought, fair enough, cool. If I happen to bump into a friend of yours and because we're not dating and some shit happens, I will let you know. So I agreed to that too. So now what does that mean? Go do your shit, I do my shit. We don't tell each other. But I mean, you know, you're gonna know, obviously, even if you don't want to, you will know that, okay, some shit is probably going down on his side. And maybe me, when every time I felt something's going down, I mind my own business and I go do my own shit. Yeah, Hans. It goes on. I think literally 5 months down the line, because it started around Jan. So we're around May, June then. And remember, there's visits, like literally there's flights taken from Cape Town to Joburg. There's visits, like this is how serious this thing is. And let me tell you, the visits are intense. Ne? Umuntu, when he's around, he's like literally the only person. I can't even like literally entertain my own people. I don't know what he was doing on his side, but I know for a fact I couldn't like be with my people when he was around because that's how tense it was. And I felt I don't want him to feel bad. So I avoided my people every time he was around. So in other words, this was more like an open thing. Nah? I guess unexpectedly so. So now this is where I'm gonna cut it, right? To just conclude that, like, look, it became a very beautiful toxic thing. So this is now towards birthdays. Nah? His birthday's in July, mine is in August. Towards birthdays, now we start talking about birthdays. We're talking about like cute stuff. What are we gonna do? When am I coming to Cape Town? What are we, you know what I mean? So start talking about that. But now there's like, I love you. Now it's like tense, and you're my baby and you're my baby too. And then it starts getting very tricky now to say, Mina, I'm secretive. It looked like when I was getting carried away and I was doing my shit, it was causing problems, because I remember when I started getting calls or lying to my person on the side, nigga would like call me out to say, yeah, you know what, these walls are not as thick as you think, so for you to lie to say you are at work while you're here with me is not fair. And I'm thinking, maybe we should talk about that part too, to say, do you mind if I lie to my other people? Or, you know, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you know for a fact this shit, I don't ask about your shit. It's as good as if he was answering that call and he said that. I was probably like, In fact, I was probably going to be happy, because I'm like, oh, he's lying for me, the situationship person. He's like literally into me that much. You get me, Hans? Fast forward, now that you get mad, and now it's like proper fights. Now it's like relationship fights. Now I have to apologize because I did you wrong. I remember him calling his friends, crying and venting to the friends. And I start thinking, okay, Shuti, this thing is deeper than I think. Like, Shuti, Mina, I'm like 5 steps in and nigga is like 8 steps in. So I try to like meet him halfway by saying, look, I'm going to like do better, because I obviously realize that, okay, I also care as much as he does, and I don't want him to feel hurt, because when he's hurt, I hurt. You get me? So I start to now like tone down my shit, and hoping he tones down his. I never asked. Matter of fact, I didn't really care how he handles it. But in my head, I was thinking, look, if you're gonna start questioning my shit and you like want me to cut off my shit, you're clearly gonna also adjust, right? So if you want us to do this, even though we are not in a relationship, but you don't want me to date, you don't want me to answer calls, you don't want me to get calls, to be more precise, then you need to also sort out your shit. I think Hans, 2-3 more months down the line, then the conversation of can we be exclusive starts. Hey, I must see my just because when I was so ready to cage me and wife me, now I must just leave my shit for you. That was the situation, guys. That's how toxic that shit was. So fine, fair enough, you know. Booty is in love, so he has a right to like cut my shit or ask me to tone down my shenanigans if I'm doing too much and you can't handle that. I might go fuck a stripper myself. You ask me to cut down shit and I have to just agree, right? Fine, me being me, because I love you too, I think about it and I'm like, look, Tali, you need to adjust. But I remember very well, in the midst of things and you asking me to tone down my shit or to say, look, can we be exclusive? I did mention that, look, I can't just do it. Because guys, if I have to be honest with you, I was seeing someone that was like of value in my life. And you guys know what value means. This person was genuine with what we had as well. And I couldn't just cut him off because I don't know how serious you are. I don't know if you're really going to leave your shit behind like that. You get me? So now I'm like, nah, I want to easy into it. I want to like, you know, just like tip a toe into it. I don't want to just like, boom, yeah, let's date. Especially because it's been almost a year of us doing our own shit. Knowing very well that like, look, at the end of the day, we come back to each other. So I was like, no, I can't just switch. I need you to like give me time. It's going to be hard, but I'm willing to do it. I think Cutie took this as a, yeah, Tandy is just going to wake up single tomorrow, cut off everyone, never going to get calls. No one is going to try to reach out to her. Make it make sense. After I told you I need to ease out into it, I told you I need to like think, I need to get in my thoughts and I need to like do it decently, not just like, you know, because I didn't think of it like that. You're the one that brought it up. Anyway, fast forward, Hans, you now find out, you know, Utandi is unable to just snap out of it. Again, what do? You check my phone.